Hi, my name is Anna Lance. I'm 16 years old. I live in Eagle River, Alaska, with my two moms, my three sisters, a cat, and four rabbits. And I attend high school, West High, as a junior in Anchorage, Alaska. And I was selected as a semifinalist for the National Student Poets Program, which is so exciting. And this is my introductory video. So hello. Alright, where to begin? I started loving poetry at a very young age. According to my mom, this is when I was 3 years old and wrote her a poem on construction paper. It was basically just this big scribble that I gave to her and told her it was a poem about how much I loved her. But in my memory, my affinity for poetry began when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, and we had begun our unit on rhyming. When I started sticking words together like that and finding structures for them in lines and sentences, I found out that I could say some really cool stuff. Which has been why I've loved poetry ever since, to be honest. It's traveled with me through my adolescence and my teenage years, and it's made things bearable for me because I found out that through poetry, which is of course first and foremost an art form and an important part of our culture and history, I could communicate in ways that I really can't otherwise even today. I like talking to people, but I'm not always the best at it. But with writing, I can always ensure that I will somehow find the right metaphor, the right turn of phrase to get across my meaning. Well, almost always. And this is why it's been so important to me ever since then. Not only for myself, but because I know there are thousands of young people across the world for whom writing is their main form of expression. The main best way for them to get what's in here out there. And for people such as me, LGBTQ teens, as well as people of color and disabled people, people who have been trodden on by society throughout the years, poetry, writing, slam poetry, theater, all of these have been a very important form of expression, a very important way to get their personal voices and opinions out into the world, to get them to stop being ignored. And that is... That's reason enough for poetry to continue to be appreciated and preserved and taught and read, and I can't imagine a life without it. It is so important, and I know people think its importance is fading now that we are moving into the age of film and video games, which I also adore. But there will always be a place for poetry in the world, especially for young people. People of all ages, definitely. But especially for young people, especially for people who have been shoved aside, for people who don't think they can say things right any other way. So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much. It's such an honor.